The transfer window is finally heating up, people. Arsenal Football Club, I think we're finally starting to get some news. Reports have come in the past hour or so about Benjamin Sesko. So there's been one account that I've seen tweet about Benjamin Sesko, and to be fair, I've seen that account before, and I do believe it's reliable when it comes to things like lineups and some sort of news here and there. So from what I can tell, it's a decent source. They seem to have some sort of, info on Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal. Also, on top of that, a few days ago, maybe it was maybe it was 2 days ago, David Ornstein put out a video. Obviously, David Ornstein, top journalist, and he was just talking about transfers in general. He was talking, obviously, he said it's going to be hard for Arsenal to do transfers, blah 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 blah. But then when he spoke about Benjamin Sesko, he did say never say never about a move in January. Obviously, in the summer, a lot of these moves, Sesko, links to Vlahovic, so many other players, a lot easier. We'll talk about Zubimendi as well later on in this video. But with Benjamin Sesko, David Ornstein himself did say never say never. So I'm pretty sure he's heard Arsenal maybe, he probably heard something along the lines of Arsenal might, make a serious move, try and get Sesko now, because I think the situation obviously has changed completely at Arsenal. At the beginning, we had Bukayo Saka injured, and with Saka's injury, of course, as fans, I'm thinking already when Saka was fit, I said we needed to get 2 attackers in anyway, right? Saka gets injured, the club still dilly-dallying whether they should even get a replacement in for Saka in the meantime, But now I think with Gabriel Jesus' injury on top of Saka's injury, I think now the club is being forced into, going to sign at least one attacker. And yesterday after the game against Tottenham, you heard Declan Rice, you heard Mikel Arteta said we're going to try and sign players. Declan Rice saying, I'll be surprised if, Arsenal don't try and, bring someone in. We're a bit light up front, blah, 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 blah. So the club, the players, the manager, everyone's aware that we're in need of another attacker. And for me, Benjamin Sesko is someone that we should be doing everything to get in January. There's no point waiting until the summer. We've got things to play for now. We've got the Premier League to play for now. We've got the Champions League still to play for. Obviously, Carabao Cup, we'll see what happens in the second leg. But we've still got things to play for. The season is not dead yet, so we might as well try and go all in now. There's no point trying to kill off our season, not giving ourselves the best resources, the best tools available, to really try and do something. So yeah, as you guys can see here, we'll get into some of the tweets, etc. I'll have a look while we're doing this video as well. But quickly on Benjamin Sesko, I don't know if I should even move myself. Let me move myself again so you guys can I'll move myself maybe up here. Where should we go? Let's go down here. Anyway, we'll just stay down here for now. So with Benjamin Sesko, right, as you guys can see, 21 years old, Slovenian international, 193 centimeters. I think that's about 6'4", 6'5". If I'm wrong, don't shoot me. It's one of them ones, hard to remember what the difference is. But yeah, around 6'4", 6'5". Benjamin Sesko, very tall, very athletic, great finisher as well. And he's someone who's got a lot of shot power. I think he scored a goal recently and just snaps. It's just an absolute rocket. The way the ball's just it's just going into the net is insane. It's like a missile. So that's a player that we need, because we don't have players outside of, I'm trying to think of our front three right now. Outside of Leandro Trossard, can't think of anyone who can, shoot a football properly, right? And Trossard himself sometimes has bad moments, but Trossard, in general, left foot, right foot, when it comes to power and just hitting a football, I think, Trossard, he might be the best at the club, to be honest, right? Obviously, Saka's there. Saka, for sure, left foot, right foot. He's got the shots as well. So between Saka and Trossard, I don't see anyone else who can shoot a football properly at Arsenal Football Club. Even when Jesus was fit, he's not someone I can see who can shoot a football that well. Odegaard recently, as you can see, can't really shoot a football that well. Martinelli, very hit and miss. Very, very hit and miss. Havertz, non-existent, right? So it's one of them ones. We need people who can actually strike a football, and there's not many at the club already. So for me, as I said, with Benjamin Sesko, I think we need to just bring him in. Get him in ASAP, because he is someone who can change our fortunes. Not only is he athletic, not only can he stretch a defence, get in behind, in the air where we're good at as well, the set pieces, getting balls in from corners, free kicks. He's going to make a difference as well. He's going to help us be even stronger in areas where we're already strong, and also, cover up the areas where we're sort of weak right now. So for me, if we can get this deal done, it is something that I would do. Let's look at his stats here. Let's have a look very quickly. Because Because yeah, I've not watched him that much this season, but in general, when I've watched Sesko, I've only seen the clip. I'm not one of them guys to lie, say like I've been watching Leipzig every single week. I haven't. But in the games that I have seen and the little things that I have seen about Sesko this season, it looks like he's on the right track again. And obviously, last season, whatever, and his development that we've seen over the past, 2 years, I would say. Actually, when did his name become big? I feel like I've been hearing about Sesko for ages. Maybe this is me because I play Football Manager a lot, and when you play Football Manager, you get confused about real life and what's actually happening in that game, because sometimes you hear about a player 3-4 years ago on a game and you just see him rocking up all of a sudden. There was one player recently that I'm seeing transfer rumors about. Who is it? Chris Rigg. I think he's a championship player. Like on the game, he's amazing. So it's one of them ones. I'm starting to hear his name now, but I'm like, I've seen this guy in Football Manager, man. But anyway, obviously Football Manager, it's based on realism, but it's not real life. Obviously, you have to actually watch these players and see what they're doing in real life. But yeah, a little tangent there. But yeah, anyway, guys, 16 games started the season for Leipzig, which is I think much better already than last season. I'm pretty sure he didn't start as many games, because sometimes we were looking at Sesko last season and I'm seeing that he's not starting as many games as you'd think with his talent. But this year, started 16 games out of 17, 8 goals, 2 assists. He got a red card yesterday, saying he got a red card yesterday. So I don't even know. He got a red card yesterday. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. I have to go watch that back. But in general, let's have a look. Goal against Stuttgart, goal against Werder Bremen, a goal against Bayern, goal against Frankfurt. So what's that? 4 games, 4 goals. Didn't have a goal against Villa Champions League. Another goal against Holstein Kiel. Goal against Eintracht Frankfurt, and then from there, not many goals. So anyway, in general, 8 goals out of 16 is decent. But what I'm talking about with Sesko is what I'm seeing in general, right? When you start seeing, it's like the same thing when you look at stats when Arsenal was linked with Isak when he was at Sociedad. Isak was a player, when you watch him play, I could just see already the talent, the kid's oozing talent. Just bring him in. Bring him in and let him have that chance at Arsenal, because we need someone of that profile. But at the time, he only scored about 4 goals at the time. I remember when Arsenal were looking to sign him, his goal record wasn't good. The fans were like, oh, he can't be spending 65 million on somebody who's only got 4 goals this season. That's a waste of money, rare. And now look, Newcastle took the risk, so to speak, because I don't even think it was a risk. Even when they signed him, I said it was a great signing, And now look at what Isak's become. He's become that, for me, the best striker in the Premier League. So sometimes you need to take these risks. You need to get Sesko now. Yes, he's got 8 goals in 16 starts. For me, that's a good record already. But you look at what he actually offers the team. He's athletic. He can get in behind. He's strong in the air. He can finish. He's someone who can just do something by himself. And that's something that is so key. Only 21 years old. You bring him in now, you're going to have a player in the next 2, 3 years, 4 years who's going to get better and better. And in the meantime now, he's going to offer something that we just don't have. We just don't have someone like Sesko in our team. So for me, he's a long-term target. He's someone that Arsenal have wanted for a minute. Get him in. Do what it takes to bring him in now. Don't bring in a little stopgap. Today there's been a report as well linking Arsenal with Wissa. Actually, I'll try and even get some of these up. So there was a report today linking Arsenal with Wissa. And I'm thinking, what's the point of us going to go get Wissa, right? Good player, and Bemu's the guy that we need to be getting, in January if we're going to Brentford, not Wissa. You know what I mean? The longer term target, the player who can develop more over the next few years. Yes, Wissa's a good player, but he'll be more in the mold of a Trossard. He'll come in, do a job, but he's not someone who you can really hang your hat on. You know what I mean? But let's just have a look here very quickly. I'll take you back to the Sesko news just very quickly. So this was the tweet that I saw initially, right? And it said, exclusive. Arsenal in talks with Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. Told Arsenal want a loan with a buy option. Leipzig want money up front or an obligation. And Son Arteta has spoken with Sesko on more than one occasion. And this is probably more in line as well. I feel like I heard something similar recently as well. Let me just move myself again. And then, yeah, this sort of makes sense. And obviously, if Leipzig are going to lose Sesko, they're going to want to make sure they're getting the money up front, not in like 100 installments. They're going to want to be compensated for losing a top talent. And Arsenal, listen, you just got to pay up. You got to pay up. If it's a loan with an obligation at the end of the season that you pay, 60 million or whatever it is to get Sesko in, just do it. Just do it, because this is someone that you want long term. It's not someone like you're signing a random player that you've never heard of or you've not scouted. This is a player that Arsenal have earmarked for ages. So for me, it makes sense. Go and get Benjamin Sesko. Do what it takes to bring him in now. Pay the money up front. Do the loan with the obligation. Whatever it is that would make sense for both parties, obviously. But do what it takes to bring him in this January, because we do need him literally right now. But yeah, that's a Benjamin Sesko news. As I said, for me, this is someone I would just put the money down. Get him in now. There's deals about him way more. For me, if we could do that, fair enough. Bring him in. I think that'd be a way harder deal to get someone out of Brentford right now, middle of the season. We even saw the Ivan Toney thing, how everything went there. It's hard. It's hard to deal with Premier League teams in January a lot of the time. But a team in the Bundesliga, a team like Leipzig, who are geared to obviously developing players, selling them on, developing players, selling them on with the whole Red Bull model, that makes sense for me. Go and get that done. But here there was a report today. Let's get this up here. So I think it's been poo-pooed a little bit, but yeah, let me just get this up here. Let me just zoom in. It lets me zoom in. Yeah, let's go. So if you guys can see here, it says Nottingham Forest to rival Arsenal in Yuan Wissa if Taiwo Awoniyi leaves. Arsenal join race for Wissa, who's also viewed as a possible solution to Mikel Arteta's injury crisis. So potentially Arsenal could go for Wissa here, and we'll see how that turns out. From what I can see now, there's been other reports saying no, this is not happening. Brentford are not going to sell Wissa, and I don't think Arsenal, to be honest, I don't really see why we would be interested in signing Wissa right now unless it was an emergency and we can't get Sesko, we can't get any of these players. Then you bring them in. But as I said, don't do the stopgap thing. We don't want the stopgaps anymore. We want players that are ready to play right now, players that are able to come in today, tomorrow, instant impact. And I think Sesko can do it, and someone who's a long-term option as well, not someone who 1 year, 2 years and we're like, oh, we might need to sell him already. But yeah, it's a tough one for Arsenal, obviously, in the market. But we put ourselves in this situation, so you need to just react now. We should have done it in the summer. We should have got Sesko in when we had the chance in the summer. We shouldn't have let him dilly-dally, sign new contracts with Leipzig, all of that sort of stuff. Tell him he's going to play left wing, because Havertz is up front. That kind of stuff doesn't even make sense. Just put the money down, tell the player you're coming in, whatever. Just do it. Bring him in. It's Arsenal Football Club, man. Don't make it too complicated for us. But apart from that, let me try and get the little Zubimendi links as well. Touch on that very, very quickly. For me, as I said, I'm not. I think I said it yesterday with Zubimendi. Not excited. It's a summer move. Heard about Zubimendi for a really long time, so for me, it's not something that I was too excited about. But here we go. David Ornstein here saying Arsenal pursuing deal to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. AFC working on landing 25-year-old midfielder next summer for considerable period. Reignited long-term pursuit during process of recruiting Mikel Merino. So as you guys can see here again, Arsenal Football Club are making a move for Martin Zubimendi. For me, he looks like a good player. I've not watched too much of Sociedad this season, but obviously we've been linked to him for so long that we obviously have an idea of what Zubimendi does. Dictate the tempo. He comes into the club, I'd imagine, obviously just takes over from a party from Jorginho, just dictating that number 6 role. Maybe we end up playing more of a double pivot, him and Declan Rice. That'll be interesting to see how that would work. Because for me, with Declan Rice, I think honestly that guy, he's such a complete midfielder that, yeah, if you can get Zubimendi next to him, just do the little dictating stuff, get the ball from the defense, dictate the tempo a little bit. Declan Rice, with the engine he's got, he's everywhere. He's a complete midfielder. So them two on paper sounds good. And then it's all on Odegaard, I guess, to really up his game again, get the goals, get the assists, and really become that proper attacking midfielder for us, because now Odegaard, maybe because of how we've had to play, he's been more used to as well, trying to retain the ball, dictate, not take too many risks, play too safe sometimes, which is good, but sometimes you want to see a bit more risk taken from your attacking midfielder. And maybe if we sign Zubimendi, get him in there with Rice. Tell Odegaard, listen now, you've got to be more direct. You've got to be way more, you know, just have a bit more about to your game. And then I think maybe Odegaard will hit another level, and we'll see the Odegaard of last season or whatever, but even more hopefully in the future as well. But yeah, guys, so this is just a very quick video on Arsenal Football Club. Let me know what you think on the transfer news. As I said, for me, Benjamin Sesko is a good deal. I would get Benjamin Sesko done. I would pay the money, £60 million, bring him in, no dilly-dallying, pay the money, loan, I don't care what it is, just bring him in now in January. Don't do this Wissa. Hopefully it's nonsense anyway. Don't do no stopgap 1 year. You know, Trossard has been a good player for us. I'm not going to say he's been crap. He's been a good player for us since he signed. He's done a job for us 100%. But I don't want to see another Trossard type signing. I want to see someone who's going to come in here and you're looking at him. He can play up front for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And he's going to be that number 9 for Arsenal Football Club. And for me, profile-wise, potential-wise, everything, the whole package, the height, the pace, the athleticism, the finishing, Benjamin Sesko looks like the man for the job. So yeah, for me, bring him in. And Zubimendi, we will see in the summer. I think Zubimendi will also be a decent deal as well. If we can get that done, fair enough. As I said, I'm not excited about it right now because it doesn't affect us right now. It's something 2025 summer. Yeah, it's not going to affect us this season. But if we can get that in as well in the summer, fair enough. And let's see, can we get Sesko in, bring him in, and then maybe if we can get a winger, Semenyo. And Mbeumo sounds like a really hard deal to do, but maybe if we can make a move for Mbeumo, I don't know how much money we've got after Sesko, but at least just bring me Sesko because I need a number 9. I have it up front. It needs to end. It needs to end. But anyway, guys, if you've liked this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll be back with you guys next time. Peace.